Welcome to one of my more recent projects. I seem to be stuck in the 50s right now. This is a 1953 Ford, oh god, what's this model? Yeah, it's just a Lindberg 53 Ford Convertible is what they call it. It's a Park Lane Skyliner or something like that. And she's just about done. I'm down to the last couple of steps. I just need to put decals on, actually. That's where I'm at. And guess what? The hood isn't going to fit in place. The kit's been pretty good. I don't think there's been any problems with it. I really like the way it's come out. The color isn't exactly what I wanted. This is kind of like a powder blue. This is Tester's turquoise. Not really powder blue. That's what it's like with the top up. And I prefer, I think, to have it this way, with the top down. If I can get the top to sit in place. There it is. Is that on? It's not really sitting down. There we go. So there it is with the top down. The hood isn't going to want to sit in place because they tell you to put the horn on the underside of the hood, and I just noticed it's right in the way, so that's going to have to come off in order for the hood to get in place. I don't know where this is supposed to mount. I've read online that people don't really fans of the Lindberg instructions, and you know, I can see why after doing this model. They just said to put it somewhere up in here. I don't know, they just had an arrow pointing up in the area, and I thought it might be clear, but it's not. So that's how it looks without the horns on the way of the hood. I really like how it's come out. Oh, by the way, there's a rubber band holding the rear bumper while the glue's hardening. That's what's going around the base. The rear bumper was kind of turning downward, I guess, and I'm trying to force it up by pushing up on the overriders. One of the things they don't tell you about, but all the pictures I could find online, the center of that, I guess you'd call it the wheel cover on the Continental kit, is chrome. And they don't tell you that, and they don't give you any chrome. So that's, what's that stuff called? It's a marking pen, chrome marking pen. At a flea market for $5, I think it was. And the previous owner he was going to do some kind of a fancy interior paint on this, and he carved off the door handles on the interior, as well as the armrest on the doors. So these are just pieces of brass wire. The door crank and the what do you call that? The door latch, and the armrests are hand carved, hand shaped pieces of styrene that I created. Luckily, that was about the only major modification that the previous owner had done to it, so spent an extra half an hour or so monkeying around with that, fixing what he did. The other thing he had done was I think he was going to paint it dark blue, so he started to paint the door sections blue, dark blue. So that's all I had to do was change that, and there it is. A few weeks later. I think I'm going to go with the top down, and I think what I'll do is I will use some micro crystal clear to hold this down so that it's not permanently attached, and I'll keep the top handy, or keep it in the box. And so this is all done except for the decaling. Yeah, the bumper came out okay. Good. Excellent. A lot of chrome on this baby. A lot of chrome. I guess you'd expect that on a 60s or 50s car. Yeah, decals, and I'm going to put at least one coat of pledge on it. Bring the gloss up just a little bit more. That came out pretty good this time. So here's the 53 Ford Crestline Starliner. That's a mouthful. All done. Completed. I put 2 coats of pledge on it to bring the shine up a little bit more. And I found the pledge also helped with, there was a little bit of hazing from super glue, cyanoacrylate, and especially there on the rear bumper, and that cleared that up really nicely. So I was pleased with that. This car comes with quite a few decals. It really helps out. For example, right there where it says, I think that says Ford-O-Matic, that's a decal. Obviously the Ford emblem on the Continental kit there. And there's also decals, you can't see it, I'll show you in a minute. There's decals for the emblem up here on the front that says V8. There's also a little decal right up here on the door that says something. And I think it says Fairlane. And right there it says Crestline, that's a decal as well. After I thought I was about done with this, I realized I never put the radio antenna on it, which didn't make much sense since there's a radio on the dashboard. So lots of nice chrome pieces on this. This is a Lindberg model. It went together pretty well. There were some fit issues here and there. The bumper front or rear, I think both of them didn't really want to fit very well, so I had to use some persuasion and some super glue to hold them in place. It's nice to have these separate door handles, chrome, and I wish that one thing I wish they did is the hubcap for the Continental kit should be a separate piece. It should look like the wire wheels on the car, and I had to paint that chrome as well. But all in all, a nice kit. Let's see, let's bring it around. I'll take the hood off and show you the engine. Camera. There we go. So there's the engine. And they give you decals for the air filter and the oil filter. And I don't know, what's that other thing? But anyways, they give you lots of nice decals. As you can see, I did not do the ignition wiring on this one. I should have, but I wanted to get it done. This model was a $5 special at a flea market, so it was a good deal. Now there's the dash. You can see the decals for the speedometer, the clock, the radio. Nicely done. All in all, I really like how this went together, how it came out. I'm not a big fan of 53 Fords. I'm not that big a Ford fan, but nice model. And you know, something I remember as a kid seeing them around. As a matter of fact, I saw a 53 Crestline at local Cars and Coffee last weekend. It wasn't a convertible, and it wasn't blue, but what are the chances? There it is. Thanks for viewing. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Thanks a lot, and have fun with your modeling.